Hey, what's going on, everyone? Saturday, July 25th, 2020. 6 days to go in this month, in the first year of the second decade of the second millennia after Dominion, right? After Dominion means after the Lord Christ. Alright, let's not go there. Because religion is the last thing I want to talk about on this podcast. How about I talk about something else? Well, we're going to talk about a lot of things. Starting with fucking UPS/USPS, right? So remember I was telling you guys in my last podcast that I was going to upgrade my car stereo myself with the one that I purchased online. Thanks to goddamn Best Buy, right? Fucking Best Buy, first of all, they fucked it up, my order. So the last piece in the puzzle, right? The antenna adapter. So that was supposed to come in on Tuesday. Tuesday night, it doesn't. So I called them and they say, okay, let's wait until like Wednesday. And on Wednesday, I called them, right? Nothing comes. And I'm sorry, no. What the fuck am I saying? Okay, so Thursday. Excuse me. Thursday it was supposed to come, which is what, 23rd, right? The antenna adapter. And so they told me, all right, wait until Friday, which is yesterday, right? So I waited until fucking Friday. Nothing, nada, right? Nothing comes in the mail, down at the Amazon hub, or usually that's where it comes in, or in my mailbox, right? Nothing. I'm like, fuck this. So I called them and they said, but you know what? We will reorder for you, or we can give you a refund. I'm like, no, I need this. I've been waiting for this fucking thing, and I need that. So they reshipped it, and I was on the phone with fucking UPS, and I'm tracking the fucking package, right? So the UPS fucking, whatever the fuck their innovation hub, whatever the fuck it is, right? It says that it's out on July 20th, which is fucking Monday, for what they call induction. You know how they fucking use these big fucking words? Induction. Out for delivery, or why don't they fucking say out for delivery to USPS for distribution, right? UPS innovation for out for induction at USPS, right? So they use these fucking big like terms, right? And then I called USPS and they said, listen, yes, they were supposed to bring it to us so we could basically at the nearest post office near where you live, and then we were going to basically deliver it to you via our USPS service, right? And they said that the fucking UPS, they never delivered to them, right? So I'm like, fuck this. And then I call UPS back and they're like, oh, sorry, we now consider this to be a lost item. So you might want to check with your shipper, whatever, right? And I'm like, yeah, I already asked them. Okay, I'm asking you what the fuck happened with this item, right? And that's the whole fucking thing I had to deal with. I was hoping that I would basically do this weekend because I don't have fucking time or the week, because of work and all that. I'm like, fuck this. But one thing I did was that I took the existing audio, right, or stereo from my car, and then just to make sure, and then I basically removed those metal, like the clips that actually attached the. I'll show it to you guys. Hold on a second, because I brought it to my apartment. Not that I want to turn my podcast into my car stereo podcast. So this is the old fucking, right? The old, what do you call the existing or old Toyota one. So these clips I was talking about, right? These ones. So I wanted to make sure that these actually get attached to the new one, right? To the new stereo, which is the Boss, the one with the CarPlay. So I did that today, and it has a lot of slots for the screws. So it should work. So I should be able to upgrade it myself, right? So except these fucking people send me that one last fucking adapter for the antenna, because without the fucking adapter I can't listen to fucking radio, right? All right, everyone. So that's my rant on that one. So what can you do, right? Obviously they have their own fucking excuses. Oh, we have corona, and everything is slow and blah blah blah. So, but that's not my fucking problem, Uh, I understand everybody has to go through this, but I mean, that's their fucking service, and I'm paying for that. So a lot of so's I'm using. Sorry, and that's what I was trying to do today. I woke up late and I was watching my movies and my shows last night, obviously, right? And actually, I woke up kind of early, but then I went back to sleep. You know. And then I got my sandwich, and then I did some cooking. I thought I would order, but then I'm like, you know what? I'll just do some cooking, real like quick, like a quick dish. That's what I did. Some amazing filet mignon, that's what I cooked. And here I am. I'm doing my podcast. As usual, I believe my girlfriend would be over tomorrow, so that's why I'm doing my podcast today, which is Saturday, right? What are you guys up to, huh? The weather has been actually kind of like not too hot, which is a good thing, right? And no fucking rain or thunderstorms. Thunderstorms. Is that how you say it? Thunderstorms. Thunderstorms. And it's actually a nice night. If you guys want to go out, huh? Be my guest. Well, I'm just chilling. I'm just, I'm just home. I'm just going to do my podcast, and then I'm going to just take it easy, watch a movie, and just and I'm going to just pass the fuck out, right? I'm getting old, I'm just fucking getting old to like go out on a Saturday night, Plus, it doesn't make any fucking sense. Again, it's kind of depressing. Okay, so if you want to go out, right? If you're fucking bored and and then whatever you were doing the rest of the day, the whole day. Now you want to go out and just like chill, and maybe after you had your dinner, you want to go have a drink. What options do you have in this fucking coronavirus? Day and age, right? Fucking day and age. Season. Not season, but time, right? Because you can't just go up to like a bar and just like, start talking to people and then enjoy a drink, or, it doesn't make any fucking sense. So, it's just better to just, just stay home. And I'm not drinking anyway, so, except I'll have a little bit of like maybe half a glass of wine with food, and that's it. And I drink a lot of water, so that's it. Hydrate. etc. I mean, I drink a lot of water whole day and all that, so water is good for you, you know. So that fucking thing should arrive by Tuesday, and I actually just got an email from Best Buy that it has been shipped, so it should arrive on July 20th, which is Tuesday, right? So 3 days from now. So I should be able to just replace the radio, right, or stereo, because I have now all the fucking ducks in the row, and that's it. So that's all I'm going to share, and I'm going to conclude that chapter, right? Close that chapter. And what else is going on? A lot of things are going on in this world, and I got some interesting topics that you all might want to be interested in listening to, right? All right. Oh, remember I told you guys that I was going to talk to fucking Expedia, right? So I talked to them, and regarding my fucking vacation, right, to Colorado, because I still have it planned for the end of next month, August 29th. That's when I'm flying. So just to get an idea, so what they were saying is that, again, that if I want to cancel, then I can get a refund, I think, unless I actually said that already in my last podcast. If I'm repeating myself, then I apologize. If I'm not, then I guess this is part of my podcast, right? Yeah, so I had a call with Expedia, right? Sorry, this is one of the topics, I guess, in my cheat sheet. They said that I could rebook if I cancel my flight, so I could rebook within 12 months without paying anything extra, right? Any extra fucking money. And I said, well, I don't want to rebook. I mean, I don't want to cancel. That's what I told them. I don't want to fucking cancel. So give me an Expedia's point of view about travel because of Corona and restriction and all that. And they said that, and which is what I actually I have been following, is that because of Corona being more efficacious in these other states, you know, instead of in New Jersey or tri-state area here in Northeast, it may become a problem for me if I'm flying from, let's say, one of those states, right, such as fucking like Florida. Well, I'm not going to Florida, so that's out of the question, right? So if I'm flying from, let's say, even Tennessee, right? I think I have a I think I have a layover flight in Tennessee coming there from Denver. But I think if you're there for less than 24 hours, it's okay. So you don't have to go through the fucking 14-day mandatory quarantine. So the point I'm trying to make is that flying into Denver is not an issue. But coming back, I want to make sure that, first of all, Colorado is not on one of those lists where if you're coming back from Colorado back to New Jersey, right, you don't have to quarantine yourself for 14 days as a mandatory quarantine, right? So I don't have to fucking do that. And I will just make sure that, that it's the case if I have a layover flight in Tennessee, let's say Nashville, then I don't have to fucking go through that bullshit when I fly into Newark Airport, right? And then they put me to fucking quarantine. Remember when in Boy Baby, what happens in fucking movies, right? If you're coming from some dystopian, you know, shanty, whatever town, or whatever that area is of the planet, or whatever the theme of the movie is, right? You get my point? Then they put you through some, I don't know, like a power wash or whatever it is, right? Quarantine, whatever the fuck it is, right? Just like in one of those, like Star Trek or one of those movies, right? If you're coming from a different planet, then you have to go through quarantine, mandatory quarantine, before they let you into the fucking ship, right? Is that what it is? So, yeah, I don't want to fucking deal with that. I don't have corona. I never had corona. I had the test and all that, right? When I did my detox and all that. So, in the middle of the fucking corona, I did that. So, I still haven't booked my hotel room because I'm still kind of fucking like watching. I'm still following what the fuck the news is with the pandemic and all that. Because I don't want to be fucking stuck there. That would be a fucking disaster, especially when I have a lot of fucking work going on here. So, at the same time, I do want to go to, pristine, Rockies for some time out, some fucking time out, right? Some vacation, work vacation, more like. Yeah, so let's keep our hopes high and fingers crossed, right? What else is going on, huh? The lights are working, by the way. My window, those fancy, not fancy, but those lights, they actually change the color and all that. I don't know what the fuck was going on. I didn't have to change them, but they are working now. I basically just jerked the, what do you call it, the strip, because it's a strip light, one of those like LEDs. They're not even LEDs, actually. They're diodes. I think they're diodes. Color diodes, whatever the hell they are called, right? I'm not an expert on lighting. Okay, so what else, everyone, huh? A lot of things. And sorry, no, I don't want to talk about fucking politics because I listen to fucking, all kinds of news, and I have all these fucking apps. So I don't want to talk about fucking politics, fuck that. Especially in this day and age, everything is heated, and partly because of fucking corona, and people are already worked up. And then whatever the else is happening, right, in the United States of America and around the globe, right? The good thing is that my landlord in Manhattan, that told me that they will give me a break on rent. So I'm just waiting for a modification to the lease. So he replied to me, my landlord, And so I'm looking forward to that. And I have to actually, SBA, right? SBA, I think I got an email from SBA. I have to look into that. Because I had to fucking, pay my rent, run a payroll, and all that. So things are still not 100%, when it comes to the business. So people are still wary, and, they are kind of like, afraid. Or not, skeptic, I think, cautious. And most of the restaurant clients, they are gone. Restaurant clients are basically they're gone, man. That's it's just all the restaurants, I feel bad for them. And, that also makes myself feel bad because I had a lot of restaurant clients. But in any case, it is what it is. But work is picking up for us. So that's a good thing. What else? yeah. So that's that's my that what I call my boring life. Well, I mean it's not boring. I mean per se, but this is what it is. It's my life, and if you feel it's boring, I don't have any thing spicy to add to my podcast. Is that what it is? I guess I'll have to make it kind of like interesting. Kind of, right? Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, am I satisfied with my life? I'm not. I don't know. I mean, are you satisfied with your life? Is anybody satisfied with their lives? Whether that's your financial stability, your relationships, your work, career. I mean, there's no such thing as satisfaction in life. You just have to make the most of it. There you go. You have to make the most of it, and then just pursue what you want to pursue. And I think what I actually realized is that as I'm getting older, I think I should just start. I should start basically using my time more preciously. You know what I mean? Like, I should pursue my dreams. Is that what I mean? Well, yes and no. Yes, in a sense that I should not waste my time. That's what I mean. I mean, sometimes I get depressed, and looking at the state of things and Corona and all that, and at the same time, we are not really stuck. We are not in a lockdown, although we were a few months ago, and that's when I just fucking thought that this was the fucking end of at least my career or my business. That's what I thought. But I got lucky, just like many others did, I think. And so that also has made me, think about life in a more serious way, although my sister still thinks that, I was talking to her on the phone the other day, and my sister thinks that I'm not serious enough to have a relationship. I have to be serious if I want to have kids and, be in a serious relationship. And I'm like, listen, I already have a girlfriend. Blah, 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 you have to be on these websites and, there's no dating and blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, I know that. I'm just, it just makes me depressed and all that. But it is what it is, right? Yeah, I mean, what the fuck I was talking about? Then I basically changed the subject to like dating and all that, right? Online and all that. Yeah, satisfaction and living life to the fullest. So living life to the fullest, as much as you can. I think that's the key. That's the key to living a life. Prioritizing and like writing down what you want to do. What are the priorities, like immediate, and then in terms of your career. I'm not. I mean, I get frustrated sometimes. I get overwhelmed sometimes, but then I can manage it. But then the rest of my time, I think I have to spend a little more, what do you call, qualitative. I think that's the word I wanted to use. Qualitatively, I think that's what I wanted to say. Qualitatively spend of time. Qualitative spending of my time, besides my time working, right? Did I say a lot of things about time goes by? Alright, let's not go there. And The question then is, what do I want to do? I mean, of course, I want to go on a vacation. Um, I had to work on my fucking citizenship. That's the other thing I have to work on, and and then trip back home. Back to mountains, see my parents and my other sisters. Trip to Sweden to meet my brother's family, see them. I mean, I've met them, of course, I know them. And yeah, and then yeah, am I going to get more serious about having a relationship? Maybe. Yeah, I think it's kind of natural, although some people basically choose not to just have any relationship at all and then just live their own lives the way they want to. I mean, I live my life pretty much the way I want to, but it's good to have someone to share your thoughts and your evenings and whatever, right? Your quality time and same thing. Oh, I've been also thinking about like what do you call sports? Tennis. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of tennis. I used to play like a long time ago, 10 years ago. I used to play tennis. 10 maybe 10, 12 years ago. And then I started playing squash downtown Manhattan near my office. But that was fucking expensive. Maybe I'll get back to that if they're open. New York, what is that? Health and Racquet Club? I don't think they're open. I don't think the tennis courts, the squash courts are open. And maybe golf, right? Maybe fucking golf. So I had to look up like golf courses near me. There's one here in Liberty, like Liberty area, Liberty Park. And I think I did send them an email, like I think when I moved here, and they never like replied to me. My friend is calling me. All right, so I guess I'll call him back later on. Yeah, it's good to actually, especially towards fall and all that, right? It's not fall yet, but it's good to like have an outdoor activity, you know, whatever you like. I don't mind playing golf. Although, for golf, you have to like fucking dedicate a lot of time, right? At least like a half a day, at least a few hours. Even if you're playing fucking nine holes, right? Not 9 hours, right? Sure. 9 holes, then, it's like half a fucking day, right? Maybe just, range. I know this is the range in Chelsea Piers, but do I really want to go to like a fucking golfing range? That's fucking boring, It gets fucking boring. Yeah, let's see, right? Let's fucking see. So these are things that I have to actually emphasize in my life, quality time. Quality is spending my time better and not waste my time. That's the key. That's the fucking key. I think that's the fucking key to keep a balance. To keep a fucking balance in life is a key. Work. Yes, you should work as much as you can, and work is good. Keeps you busy. Keeps you strong. Having a good work ethic, and that's good. But at the same time, you ought to be happy. You ought to be fucking happy, and have some sort of a satisfaction. Where you are sort of like, I don't want to use the word proud of yourself, but in the sense that you enjoy finer things in life. You just enjoy things in life. You just try to enjoy life. And I mean, there are a lot of things which can fucking like make you like depressed and angry and all that, right? But those things will always be there. So that's why, I keep saying to myself, and this is like a reminder to myself, not to be fucking bothered by like chicken shit, and and uh, just keep going, and keep a good life, live a good life. Oh shit, the window is fucking open. Hold on, everyone. Let me close the window because I hear traffic noise.
Oh boy. Yeah, I know. Jack Dorsey's coming after Jim's microphone today.
Oh shit. Sorry, I was listening to a podcast with Jim Norton and Sam Roberts. What the fuck they were talking about? Jack Dorsey, the Twitter CEO. He's coming what? I don't know. I don't want to fucking talk about that, but I'll listen to them later on. But shit, sorry, that was a fucking distraction. Yeah, so I think those are the things I want to do. I will look up some sort of like sports to keep myself busy, and then just divide my time between work, meeting my girlfriend, and like some sort of a sports activity, and then my podcast, and whatever else time that I have to. Not that I have to, I spend out of 24 hours, right, every fucking day, and then sleep. Sleep is a must. Sleep is extremely important. Stream is extremely important, and extremely important. And yeah, you want to give your fucking body, time to just like shut down. That's very important. All right, so should we get into my cheat sheet, everyone? I mean, unless I actually missed anything that I wanted to talk about, I have all these fucking, these drones, right, that I bought, like in the past 12 fucking year. And I haven't really used them lately, right? But it's just so hard to use them, especially if you're in an urban environment. Although I think I mentioned in one of my last podcasts, maybe I should go to Liberty Park and just fly one of those if there's no wind, right? But then even Liberty Park is, it gets crowded with people, and I don't know. I don't want to sound or look like a fucking weirdo, like, or a kid who is flying a drone. I used to do that up in Greenpoint, I didn't give a shit. But I had a better drone at that time, which actually got stuck on the fucking tree, All right, so what else is going on, huh? Same shit, different day. Well, I mean, another Saturday. That's what I wanted to say. Another Saturday. And here I am. And when is this fucking corona will be over? That's a hard topic that everybody's talking about. So let's just not talk about fucking corona, because this is something that's not in our hands. So let's just stick with good things, right? So just focus on work and whatever else you're doing, and lady, gents, and every other genders out of gazillion genders we have, right? And yeah, don't be part of any of those fucking factions. Don't be like what they call the woke, whatever the fuck it is, or to the far right and all that bullshit, right? Whatever the fuck is going on, in this country and everywhere else, right? Especially in this country. Especially that this is a fucking election year, right? And I think I'm just gonna stick to like more, what do you call, the logical, more to the logic, and more to the I mean the logic. By logic I mean I'm not going to believe in things that I haven't experienced. I'm not going to just have some sort of a notion of one, uh, you know, school of thought or one notion, um, whether that would be some sort of a belief or some sort of a, you know, what the fuck am I saying? Okay, this is what I'm trying to say. That you know how people believe, and including some of the these all these hippies from the '60s movement and all that, right? Who actually started taking psychedelics, and then some of them actually went to pursue their Eastern philosophical whatever it was, right? What they talk about is this and that, Kundalini and blah blah blah. That yeah, I don't believe in that any of that. Nor do I believe in any of the Western religion, any of that, because it's all cooked up. Okay, so sorry, I didn't want to talk about this, but I guess the point I'm trying to make is that I just want to stick to what's actually what I have experienced, and I do listen to Terence McKenna. I think I kind of believe in what he says because his take is based on what he experienced, not because of what he believes. So that's my take on that one. And then I'm on the school of thought of Michael Shermer, of the Skeptic magazine. And not that I want to go after like people who, what's his name, the magician, Amazing Randy was like after. Not that he was after, but remember, if you guys know Amazing Randy, he was an amazing magician. But then he was trying to debunk all these other magicians who were basically magicians and all these like tricksters, and who were basically claiming that it was all magic was all real and not a trick. And yeah, that's all that fucking just. Okay, the point I was trying to make was that I'm not here to debunk whatever the fuck out there is, right? People can believe what the fuck they want, but I'm not going to believe in just something that I have never experienced. So there you go. So unless I experience something, then I am not going to believe. I'm not going to have a belief in anything, right? Because if you think about the whole life and where we are, physically, on this planet, how everything started, science gives us a lot of answers to a lot of questions, and pretty much if you stick to those, except for like what happens after we die and blah blah blah, right? And that we don't know, and what happened before Big Bang, or if there was a Big Bang. I mean, that's also a question itself, and there are many other theories that the universe is a parallel universe, and I have no fucking idea. But the point I'm trying to make is that you can pretty much live your life if you follow logic, and that's it, and that's what I'm going to do. I mean, people can do whatever the hell they want, but for me, I'm just going to follow the life as it is, without any any following of any books or any Eastern or Western or Southern or Northern philosophies of whatever the hell it is, right? Notions of beliefs or whatever the hell it is. I'm not going to believe in any of that. No. All right, so without ranting too much on that one, let's just get into our cheat sheet, everyone, because it's already 10 o'clock on a Saturday, and I try to get into my sick, because I watch movies and shows and all that, and then I just pass out, I like to do it early. That's what I wanted to say. You know, I don't want to like be up until like 1 o'clock here in the in the living room and blah blah blah, right? And so yeah, that's my take on life in general, right? All right. So my first topic, everyone, my cheat sheet. Opie Anthony and O'Neill discussing movies. Oh, this was fucking hilarious, right? Last time when I was listening to them, Opie and Anthony, they had a radio show, I think, on Sirius XM, and sometimes they would have Patrice O'Neill. You know, he was a great comedian. You know, fucking funny. And they were talking. It was like they were talking about. Sorry, I'm just jumping back and forth. They were talking about fucking movies. So there's a video on YouTube. It's a fucking 12-hour long video. Not that I actually listened to all of that, but it was fucking hilarious. They were talking about movies, right? And fucking hilarious. So I thought that was interesting, you know. My next topic, call with Expedia. I told you guys I had a call in with them. I talked to them, and basically, you know, either I can get a refund. Not that I can get a refund, but I can basically rebook within 12 months, or a refund if the airline actually cancels or changes my flight for more than 2 hours, right? Of duration, then I am entitled to a full refund. All right, everyone. So that's my take on that one. I think I discussed that. The other thing that speaking of the travel, right? Speaking of the fucking travel. This company Intertech actually, one of their employees, not his, I think wrote a book on travel, myths about travel and blah blah blah, right? Which I actually downloaded. Hold on a second. The changed world and you, right? The world has changed and so will you. Oh wait a minute, that's the first chapter. Travel, Truth and Lies Unmasked. By this author, his name is Martin Lindstrom, right? Martin Lindstrom. So he wrote a book. It's called Travel, Truth, and Lies Unmasked. So I guess I'll read this because it talks about the new realities, and which is true actually. The reality of travel is now. Is new, you know, whether you're traveling by plane, especially if you're traveling by plane, you know, how you are supposed to basically be at the airport. I'm not talking about like fucking like, you know, like where you're supposed to be and blah, blah, blah. I think you have to basically, I mean, basic things are the same, but still many things have changed, I can imagine, which I'll experience end of next month when I travel, right? You know, like, okay, so if you are in the airplane, then are they going to like seat you, you know, fucking like 6 feet apart? I have no idea. So I had to read this fucking book. So I thought that was interesting, right? Interesting book. So especially if you all traveling, air travel, especially air travel. That's what I wanted to say, right? All right, everyone. My next topic in my cheat sheet is 3D map of the universe. Okay, so 20 years of data and whatever else, all these astrophysicists and scientists have finally come up with a 3D model of the universe, or map of the universe. Actually, I think I read an article on BBC about this. You guys can look it up. It's actually pretty neat. 3D map of the universe. It actually tells you, hold on a second. 3D map map of the universe, right? 3D map of the universe. Here we go. Scientists unveil largest 3D map of the universe ever. So if you go to space.com, it says scientists unveil largest 3D map of the universe ever. So this is pretty neat. I think there is actually a video that shows that. Hold on a second. Yes, here we go. After 5 years of peering into the deepest, did I say 20 years? Sorry. 5 years of peering into the deepest reaches of the space, researchers have released what they call the largest three-dimensional map of the universe ever. So this is basically based on 5 years of real data, right? The mind-boggling map is the result of an ongoing project called the Storm. What is it called? Sloan. Called the Sloan Digital Sky Survey, SDSS. Sloan Digital Sky Survey. Here we go, everyone. Very fascinating map. You can go to space.com and then you can look up, or you can just Google, and then everything is through Google, right? Whatever the other search engine you're using. So that was interesting. And then with that, my next topic is related to space in our universe. Perseverance mission. Perseverance mission. So that's a probe, right? Perseverance is a probe that is supposed to basically be landed on Mars, I believe this year or next year. Is that next year or this year? But in any case, I think it's this year. It's supposed to be launched this year. Obviously, landing whenever it reaches there, right? Now, the neat thing about this probe is that this probe is basically is going to specifically focus on microbial life forms, right? So it's going to take some samples in a very specific part of Mars. There's a crater called, I think, I don't want to give you guys the wrong information, but hold on a second. It's called, hold on a second, Perseverance probe, right? Rover. Here you go, rover. A Mars Perseverance rover targeted for launch in July 2020, right? Targeted for launch in July 21. Well, it's already July. Oh, so it's basically going to be launched soon. Looks like it's going to be launched between July 30th and August 15th. So here we go. So it's going to take the samples from one of the craters. It's called Jezero. Yeah, Jezero crater. Jezero. J0. Right? And it's going to take the samples from that crater specifically for biological life forms. And then what's going to happen is that is going to leave the samples on the surface of Mars somewhere protected, right? Somewhere protected. I mean, don't quote me on the exact language, but basically it's going to take the probes, basically preserve them somewhere, right? I think hence the name of is the probe, right, or the rover. Preserve them somewhere, and then there's another rover or some sort of a mission that's going to go back to Mars at a later date, and then that's going to pick up these samples and bring them back to Earth for testing and whatever else. Isn't that fucking neat? So finally, we are bringing in some samples from a specific area of fucking Mars to find out if there's ever life on Mars, right? biological life on Mars. So that's very interesting. And this is supposed to actually land with a touchdown by February 18th of 2021. So about 7 months from now, right? 7-8 months from now, it's supposed to basically land on Mars. There you go. So NASA is going to launch that probe using a rocket, and the other probe is going to basically collect the samples and bring them back to Earth. Interesting, right? Very, very interesting indeed. So finally, we're making some progress. Again, if you ask me, we should have had a base, like a human base on Mars and Moon by now. But I'm not going to fucking repeat myself, because I have been saying that for the longest time on this podcast, right? All right, everyone. So with that one, it's time for movies and shows, right? All right. So what did I watch? Movies and shows. Okay, so the first one that I saw this week, among many others, was The Place Beyond the Pines. Place Beyond the Pines, right? Place Beyond the Pines. Place Beyond the Pines with Ryan Gosling. And that was an interesting movie. If you guys are into like thriller and kind of crime thriller and with a weird story, that's an interesting movie. Many people crossing paths. Without any spoiler alerts, everyone. The other movie I watched was Old Boy. Old Boy, right? Old Boy, I think it's about like fucking. What the fuck is that all about? Old Boy. I'm trying to remember. Old Boy. Thriller mystery. Old Boy. No, hold on a second. So this is actually a right. Okay, so this is a movie that's actually based on an old Japanese movie, right? Or some sort of a story, a Japanese story, and then they made a movie. Spike Lee actually made a movie in 2013, right? Which actually became a box office bomb, complete flop, right? And with Josh Brolin and all that, right? Yeah, it was not my kind of movie, but I think I fast forwarded it, right? A lot. Next one, Mud with Matthew McConaughey. Very interesting movie. Again, an old one. Down in Arkansas, South, right? And Beautiful Creatures, another interesting movie. All these fucking movies that I watched, many of them actually had a lot of fucking to do with these young kids or teenagers, including Labor Day. Labor Day again with Josh Brolin. Fucking Labor Day, right? And then there's another movie that I watched yesterday. I'm trying to remember which one. I started watching actually. Oh yeah, something to do with business. Hold on a second. With Jason Boatman. Jason Boatman movie, right? I believe it's from 2011, and then there is a sequel in 2014. It's called The Horrible Bosses. Horrible Bosses, yeah. So I started watching that, but then I didn't finish it yesterday. So that's for the movies, everyone. And shows, obviously, my usual, I'm still on season 5 of, Stargate Atlantis, season 5. Interesting show, obviously, one of my favorites. And I'm almost done with that. So what the hell am I going to do after that movie? I mean, that show is done. I guess I'll find something else. And then I was actually looking up Netflix yesterday. It's nothing on fucking Netflix. Netflix is becoming useless. You know, they used to have some good shows that I saw. Including what was it? Bunch of good shows I saw. Ozark, and there was another one. I'm sorry, I don't fucking remember. Okay, it's kind of late for me. But Netflix, the point I'm trying to make with their Netflix is actually just losing its grip on, like, providing good entertainment in terms of shows and all that, right? Again, because no new movies are coming out, except for Netflix, and I have no fucking idea. All right, everyone. So I'm going to close my podcast, and again, I presume you all are having a great weekend, and I'll see you all next Saturday or Sunday.